Earthbound is actually a sequel to a game called Earthbound 0, or in Japan, just Mother 1. And the Mother in it references, you know, the Mother Earth, etc. You know, the whole Mother Earth, Gaia, etc. So, the reason it's saying the war against Gygas here is, to American players, this was the first game we really got to play. So to us, it's just like, hey, it's a fucking cool RPG game. But in Japan, this was actually the sequel, and the boss of this game is actually the final boss of the first game, Mother, coming back to try and kick your ass, and it's basically presumed / assumed that these are the descendants of the people from the first game. So that's the whole thing there. So basically, the reason why this game caught on as a really big cult classic is because it's a Japanese designed game that is a portrayal of the stereotypes of Western culture. So basically, you know how you always see these comedy shows that, like, you know, portray Japanese culture, like, with, you know, assumptions and all this stuff and stereotypes? Now it's the other way around. This is a game literally stereotyping every aspect of Western culture, and some other parts too. It makes fun of some, like, Eastern cultures, but it's mainly Western culture. So it's an RPG game, but instead of spells, you use psychic abilities. Instead of swords, you use bats, yo-yos, frying pans, and so forth. Instead of armor, you have stuff like baseball caps, and so forth. And instead of, you know, like potions, you eat cheeseburgers and fries and orange juice. Most of the enemies you fight, too, are based off of Western culture, like angry old men, bitchy wives, drunk guys, random taxis in the streets, stop signs, fucking leaders of a local gang, skateboarders, and so forth. So, basically, yeah, it's really fucking, like, it just does not give a fuck. So it's a really, really interesting game. It's one of those games that didn't really catch on big when it came out, but in later years it became really huge. Now, I was going to do something where the viewers, whoever donated the most, could name the characters, but I really think I'm going to save that for another stream where I do another 24-hour thing with, like, RPGs, because this game, I don't know, it just kind of kills some of the charm if you change the names of the characters and everything else like that. So, yeah, I think gamer streams would end up naming everybody in the entire game. That would be ridiculous. So you need to pick the text speed. We're going to do fast, because fuck that shit. Of course you want stereo. What the fuck can you pick mono for? Now, this is one of the first ways you know that the game is this way. Is that, yeah, I know it's coming out for Virtual Console, yeah. Is that you can actually do different colors of window, but they call it fucking food flavors. When the game came out, they had a guide that came with it that had scratch and sniff stuff all over the place, but it was all shit like puke flavor and all this other stuff. Alright, so, I mean banana, whatever. So, I'm not partnered with Twitch. I get nothing for doing the stream. Hopefully, if I do enough streams like this, I can get partnership, but I am not partnered right now. So, if you don't care, you get Ness, which is the name I'm going to name him, but you also get other names that are relevant to stuff. I forget what Alec is, but Roger, I forget what Roger is too. Will, Brian, Tyler, Lane, Ness. I thought it was something else. I know one of these is reference to something else, and I can't remember what it was now. But they all have reference to something, and I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think in the Japanese version is what I'm thinking of. In the Japanese version, if you continue to pick Don't Care, the names come up as characters of Nintendo games, and then the Beatles is what it is. I think that's what it is, right? Yeah, in the Japanese version, this is the Beatles, yeah. There's also a lot of the music in this game is actually directly ripped from Beatles songs, like the melodies and stuff like that, which is kind of insane. I did get money from the YouTube stream, but that's how bad YouTube streaming is I'd rather stream on Twitch than YouTube. So Paula is her name, Paula Abdul. And then Jeff. And then, of course, the name that everybody likes to make fun of is Pooh. Now, if you name your pet, you get King, Peach. Yeah, Peach is obviously, you know, obvious there. Rover, Misty, that's probably from, like, fucking Pokemon. I'll name the dog. I've never had a dog in my life, but I'll name the dog after what I named my first pet. I really did name them this, by the way. And they were a cat. Yep. Favorite homemade food? I have pictures of this for proof. In fact, I'll even show you here. You want proof of this real quick? There you go. So you do food, you can do steak, pie, pasta, cake, eggs, bread, salmon. Why did I say salmon? Salmon, steak. I'll go after my favorite food. Well, one of them at least that would fit in this game. Oh my god, I love lemons so much. I love lemons so much. Although PSI Thuggy, there you go. Anyways, now the game's gonna go apeshit. Yes, it is Zavrian. I do commentary videos all the time now on YouTube, 3 to 4 times a day. I do travel videos, I do music videos, I do all that stuff. You can check all that out on there. Just YouTube/AzuriteYT. T-Poil, I have 11 terabytes, so no worries, I have enough space. I keep everything I've ever made on YouTube, yep. I will, Pelmenji. So, basically, this is you, and you just heard a fucking last crash, so you get the fuck out of bed, you have gigantic pink cheeks, you can walk in here, and you don't really need to do this, but you can go in and talk to him, and then you can go in here and get this for no fucking reason at all. Wait, what buttons check on here? What the fuck button is check? Oh, okay, I just had it wrong. And so you get the crack bat, and you can equip it. You normally would never do this in a normal playthrough because it's completely pointless to do so, but I just don't give a shit. The 11 terabytes I got 2 years ago. I haven't bought anything new for my computer in like over a year. When I was doing perfectly fine with money, that's when I got the 11 terabytes, but yeah. I basically went from making thousands of dollars a month to making like barely even 1/5 that. Like not even enough to pay like my phone bill and a little bit more than that in the course of about 3 months is how fast my money went down, so yeah. And so you go over here and you talk to this motherfucker. This guy is going to be in a lot of the game. And so there's a big old meteorite up there, and he's basically like, fuck you. And, you know, for the longest time I played this, I'm going to see if I can get him to turn around here. Turn around, motherfucker. Oh. Come on. Turn the fuck around. Oh, my God. Please. There. Now, for the longest time when I played this, when I first played this, I always thought that little curve above that hole on his face was his eyes. I always thought that was his eyes, and then fucking he just didn't have a nose. And then I realized in later years, wait, it's his fucking nose. That's his nose, and his eyes are just hidden. And so, yeah. So, pretty good. I always thought that. I always thought that was his fucking eyes. Well, I know YouTube problems. It's not... The views are the exact same. The views I'm getting on YouTube are the exact same as I did on Azurite Reaction, but I just get paid like 1/5 of what I did for the same amount of views. I'm getting the exact same views I did when I was making like thousands of dollars, but it's just... You get paid less. So you basically have to go off to bed. You can tell her no, and then she's all like, "Fucking you stupid little bitch, son! I'm gonna fucking slap the shit out of you now." And so you go in here, and then yeah, I'm still gonna do Secret of Mana. I still will complete that. It's just this is a 24-hour stream for this, so. I don't automatically get partnership if I get 400 views. It's just I have to maintain 400 views for like multiple streams in a row, and then I get it. So you hear somebody knocking at your door, and then an alarm goes off. What an annoying knock. Nope, fucking bitch. And so you talk to your mom, you're like, "My land, who could be knocking at the door this time?" And you actually talk to the dog. I guess you can understand dogs somehow. The music in this game is great. So this guy's a little bitch. So basically he's saying fucking he needs to go find Picky, which is his little brother. Now most people would just immediately pick yes here, but a lot of the time in the game it's actually a lot more interesting if you go to no and you pick it because you'll get different responses. And he says he'll cut you like a knife. So you say no again. And then he says, "Okay, I won't say anything to hurt you." And so it just repeats in a cycle over and over. You have to say yes. Popsicle stand. It's funny because this game's made in the 90s, so a lot of you that are watching this that are younger may not even get half of these fucking statements they're making, like half of these like catchphrases, because they're just not even used anymore. So you go to talk to your mom to say bye to her, and then fucking you have to take Sonic along because it's a dog, which makes perfect sense. This is where she tells you to get the crack bat in the room, but you've already gotten it because you fucking have already played this game and you're psychic. So now you change into the clothes that you will wear for 99% of the rest of the game. You can also go in here, and I believe if you talk... Oh, okay, no. I thought if you talk to her, you got a cookie, or I'm thinking of something else. I think this game absolutely stands up today. This is definitely on my top 5 RPGs, along with Star Ocean 2, Phantasy Star 4, Disgaea 1 and 2, Final Fantasy Tactics. I know those aren't really traditional games, they're tactics games, so... Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 7, they're all good games. Yeah, there you go. So now you get a cookie. You can leave something with her, but there's nothing to leave with her. There's... What do you want her to store? I mean, you got enough room. So it's kind of pointless. Yeah, Earthbound is Mother 2. So you go up here and you talk to him, and he's basically pussy mode, so... You don't have to go with your dog, but I believe... Yeah, the phone goes off first, so you have to go pick up the phone, and this is where you talk to your dad. Now, you don't see your dad the entire game, but he's literally the way that you save, and in another interesting twist on how you get money in this game, you get money by, once you defeat enemies, you don't immediately get the money. Instead, your dad deposits money in your bank account, and you have to use your ATM card to get the money out of a checking machine. So this is, again, a very interesting game for the time it came out. It really did not give a shit. This is back during the era, see, when game developers weren't afraid to try new and interesting and unique ideas. Nowadays, a game like this existing? No fucking way in hell would this ever get published nowadays. Because it's too different. It's too interesting. So you can tell him no to not go with you, and then you say, "Fuck you, but I'm gonna take the dog anyways, because it's good at taking." So you go out here, and now there's all these crazy enemies, and the first thing you ever fight in the game is usually a crow.